Out of the ashes of despair come your greatest victories. Many people look at success or someone successful and they think, how lucky he is. Well, luck has nothing to do with it. They don't see the sleepless nights, the disillusionment, the depression, the discouragements, the failures. As you know, the road to success is paved with failure. We're taught from the time we start school, or maybe even preschool, that failure is bad. The greatest successes in life are the greatest failures. If you think that failing is bad, or how would I say, embarrassing, sometimes it is embarrassing, but you have no need to be embarrassed. You're trying. I remember when I used to fight. I realized after fighting for quite some time, after a few years, that just getting up in the ring was a victory because of the fear factor. So anytime I see someone get in the ring, they're facing a fear, and I know that because I've experienced that. And in your life, you're going to face some fears. Or you can live a life of quiet desperation, as Thoreau said. Most men live a life of quiet desperation. Is that how you want to live? I don't think it is, or you wouldn't be here listening to me. I have not lived a life of quiet desperation. Have I been desperate? Yes, because I made wrong choices. But as a man, you're going to make wrong choices. You're going to make mistakes. That's part of being a man. I was going to talk about Brittany Renner and Tate, and I was going to compare those two people, but that seemed a little negative. I don't like to talk about other people, even though I disagree with Brittany Renner. I agree with Tate's message, but it's kind of like gossip, so I try to stay away from that. I want to have a message here that's going to encourage you and inspire you, rather than try to get people to watch me or to listen to me or get more subscribers, which of course I want. I don't deny that. My point here is you're going to face adversity in life. Adversity, challenges are your best friends. Depression, discouragement, disillusionment, feeling destroyed, feeling beaten, feeling like you can't get up again. I know that feeling. That's all part of it. How are you going to get the character built to maintain and handle the success you desire in life unless you go through the character building process? Too many people want the easy way, and Tate talks about that. Many people ask him, what's the quickest way to get six-pack abs? Why do you want the quickest way? I know why. I understand it. I want a quick way to things too. But you lose out. If there was a quick way to do it, and someday with this genetic modification they're doing, there may be a quick way to do it, or cosmetic surgery. Maybe there is already. But it took me years to get a six-pack. Some people even say I've had an 8-pack, depending on how much body fat I'm carrying at the time. I've been working out for years. Not specifically to get a six-pack, it just evolved from other goals that I had. But the journey to success is a long, arduous road sometimes. But that's where the fulfillment comes in as a man. It's not when you get it. Getting or achieving whatever goal or desire that you have, when you accomplish that, that is only icing on the cake. That thrill, that joy, that exhilaration lasts just for a moment, maybe a few hours, maybe a few days. If you're like me, you like the adoration, the admiration that people give you when you succeed and it's publicly known. But these things will leave you feeling flat and empty if you don't enjoy the journey and realize it's not about what you achieve or what you succeed or how much you get. It's about who you become in the process. I'm sure you've all heard, as I said earlier, the joy is in the journey. It's like a trite old saying, but there's so much truth and wisdom in that. It took me years to figure that out. I remember when I won my first pro fight, I just thought that was great, man. That was just, I worked so hard for it, and it was great. But it wasn't but a few hours later I thought to myself, is this all there is? Is this it? I had a successful business. I had a hot girlfriend. I'd had a lot of women. I was admired and loved in my small community. I had a somewhat amount of local fame, but I just felt empty. And that was just like 2 or 3 hours, maybe 4 after I fought. I stopped by a club and was having a drink and looked around there, and all I seen was people who didn't really have a life, and they were just in there getting drunk because they didn't have nothing else to do. And I thought to myself, I'm in here too. They're just reflecting back to me what I am and what I am feeling. Although I didn't realize that part of it at the time because I hadn't delved into the spiritual or metaphysical aspects of human nature or psychological. But now looking back, I realize that's what it was. They were just reflecting back to me how I felt about myself. So all that hard work, I'm glad I did it. It did pay off. I won the fight, but it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. So the point I'm making here is this. To reach your destination or your goal or a certain amount of money or to get a house or to get that girl, whatever it is, that's great. And we should have goals. It helps us to grow. But if you think that it's going to be the end all for everything, and no matter what means you have to do to get to that, you will do, I'll guarantee you you're going to be feeling empty, flat, and lost when you get there. You're going to be very disappointed. Until what you have today is enough, you will never have enough. Think about that for a moment. Unless what you have today is enough, you will never have enough. Because there's always going to be one more step you're going to have to go up to make it. One time I finished running like 10 miles, and I thought, man, I should run another mile. And I had to laugh at myself, and I said, Mark, will you be good enough then? If you run one more mile, will that make you good enough? I didn't run another mile. The point I'm making is, unless you're good enough now, unless you're successful enough now, and unless you appreciate where you are now, and be content with what you have now, because everything you have today is something you wanted yesterday. And if you live in the Western world, you have a lot to be grateful for. But if that's not enough, when you get to the next goal or whatever happens to be, that won't be enough either. You're always going to be striving for something more to fill you up, and you will never be filled. Now, I'm not saying not to strive for things. I have goals. I have, I can't say the word. Okay, I'll say it this way. I have extravagant goals that I wouldn't share with people because you may think I'm crazy. So I'm always striving, but what I've learned is I have to be grateful and happy and appreciative of all the goals I have today that I achieved that I wanted yesterday. And if I'm not happy with that and fulfilled with that, I'm never going to find fulfillment in the future by some imaginary goal that I'm striving for. Because first you have to imagine it before it will ever become a reality. So enjoy what you have today. Be appreciative of what you have today. Because tomorrow is not here, yesterday is gone. All we have is the present moment, now. And as I said, if you're not happy now, you won't be happy tomorrow, or the next day, or any day in the future. Enjoy, appreciate, and love what you have today. And then tomorrow will be a better day. And attraction is created by appreciation and gratitude. So learn to live in today. That's all we got. Thanks for joining me, and if you would like to get my help personally, marksinspiration.com is my website, or you can email at marksinspirationalguidance@gmail.com. The links will be in the description, as well as my email, so you can do that there. Check me out on YouTube if you're watching this on Instagram at Mark Daniels, Mark's Inspiration. And if you're watching this on YouTube, follow me on IG, Instagram at Mark's Inspiration. I'm also on Rumble at Mark's Inspiration. Check me out there. I'm going to start putting some videos out there that would be considered controversial that I couldn't put out here on YouTube. I haven't started that yet. I also have a Facebook account. You can follow me there. And take care. Have a wonderful day.